Here's the narration only, scene by scene, ready to read straight through for voiceover. Somewhere in a warehouse, machines were scanning millions of books. Not to preserve them, to feed them into an AI. Now, a judge has ordered the company behind that AI to pay $1.5 billion, the largest copyright settlement in history. This is the story of how one company's race to build a chatbot collided with the rights of nearly 500,000 authors. It began in 2024 when 3 authors filed a lawsuit accusing the company of using pirated copies of their work. The company was Anthropic. The product was Claude, an AI chatbot trained on enormous libraries of digital text. To train it, the company needed text, oceans of it. Millions of books were the richest source available. Court documents later revealed the company downloaded millions of books from pirate websites, vast shadow libraries of stolen text. But it didn't stop there. The company also bought millions of used books, then physically destroyed them to digitize their pages. In a pivotal ruling, a federal judge said training AI on legally owned books was fair use. But pirating them was not. That single distinction, legal ownership versus piracy, would end up costing the company thousands of dollars per book. A trial loomed, with damages that could have reached into the hundreds of billions of dollars. So instead, the company chose to settle $1.5 billion to close the case for good. The math was staggering, roughly $3,000 for each of nearly 500,000 books. Authors and publishers who could prove ownership of a pirated title would be eligible for a payment. Last September, a judge gave the settlement preliminary approval. Then, this week, it became final. The presiding judge called the deal meaningful relief for authors and rejected claims that it wasn't big enough. More than 91% of eligible authors and publishers have already filed their claims. Not everyone was satisfied. Some authors argued the settlement was too small or unfairly excluded certain works. The judge disagreed, ruling those objections weren't grounded in the real risks and rewards of going to trial. The plaintiffs' attorneys were awarded just over $100 million in fees, less than they requested. But this settlement doesn't end the bigger fight. Some authors opted out, and their lawsuits continue separately. And because this was a settlement, not a verdict, it never went to a higher court to set binding precedent. That means the core legal question, is training AI on books fair use, remains open everywhere else. Because right now, dozens of similar lawsuits are unfolding against other tech giants over the same core issue. Every one of those cases could reshape how artificial intelligence is built, and who gets paid for the words that train it. For authors, it's a reminder that their words have measurable value, even in the age of artificial intelligence. For AI companies, it's a costly lesson. How you gather your data can matter as much as what you build with it. $1.5 billion is a record. But in an industry moving this fast, it may not be the last. The books are still on the shelves. The checks are just starting to go out. And the next lawsuit is already underway. If this story matters to you, as a reader, a writer, or someone watching AI reshape the rules, follow for more.